Okay, so ready to dig into this. Managing remote and hybrid teams.
hmm
It's like the new normal, right? But figuring out how to make it really hum, that's the tricky part.
It is. And you'd think with all the tech we've got, it'd be a breeze. But it's more nuanced than that, isn't it?
Way more. It's about people, not
Yeah,
just ping-ponging emails.
exactly. And speaking of people, the materials you've got here really nail those human elements. Like setting clear expectations sounds simple enough.
Right, like first day of school stuff.
Yeah, but think about it. When you're remote, those unspoken office norms, they vanish. This one article, it talked about how remote teams that actually put in writing things like how often they'd communicate, expected response times, that kind of thing, saw productivity jump way up
Yeah.
because everyone's on the same page, even without being in the same room.
Visibility. It's like you're making the invisible
Like,
visible.
exact. And it's not just about, deadlines and deliverables. It's also about connection, that sense of camaraderie that you kind of get for free in an office.
Yeah, those random chats, coffee breaks. How do
Yeah.
you recreate that remotely?
Intentionally. There was this company, they actually have a virtual coffee break program. Software randomly pairs up people from different departments for a quick video chat once a week. No work talk allowed.
That's brilliant. It's like forced fun, but in a good way.
Right. It's about replicating those serendipitous encounters that help teams gel.
Okay, so we've got communication, we've got connection. Now let's talk tools, because there are a million out there. How do you cut through the noise?
It's easy to get seduced by the shiniest new platform, but the key is choosing what solves your team's specific problems.
Right?
Yeah.
Find the pain point, then find the tool.
Exactly. Like this marketing team you mentioned in the materials, they weren't missing deadlines because they didn't have enough software. They lacked visibility on projects. So they got a tool specifically designed to track that. And boom, problem solved.
Love that. And it makes the case for really understanding your team's workflow, not just throwing tech at the wall and seeing what sticks.
100%. Now, another big one that came up a lot in these materials, regular check-ins. But how do you strike that balance? You don't want to be breathing down people's necks, but you don't want things to go off the rails either.
Right, because in a remote setting, it's easy to feel isolated or micromanaged.
And that's where structure comes in. Some of these articles really advocate for a mix of those shorter, more frequent check-ins. Think quick team huddles with a tight agenda, combined with dedicated one-on-one time for more in-depth conversations. It's about staying connected and aligned without being overbearing.
Yeah, it's about being present, but not overbearing. Okay, last big one from these materials, and it's something I'm super passionate about, flexibility.
Huge one, especially now, right? People want that work-life balance.
Exactly. But if everyone's on their own schedule, how do you maintain any sort of team cohesion?
It all boils down to trust and focusing on output, not just hours clocked. One article even argued that remote work allows us to completely rethink our definition of productivity, embracing flexible schedules, different ways of working. It's not about forcing the old office model into this new world.
It's about adapting and finding what works
hmm
rather than trying to recreate what we used to have.
hmm
This has been amazing. I think what's striking me is, yes, these are all framed as tips for remote and hybrid teams, but honestly, it's just good communication and leadership, full stop, no matter where your office is.
I completely agree. If there's one takeaway, it's that remote work isn't about taking the office and just making it digital. It's an opportunity to build something entirely new and intentional.
Love that. And hopefully for anyone listening, this gives them a good foundation to do just that.